Judge John Roberts battles Jasmine Crockett's IQ. He collapses in just 3 minutes. The air inside the Senate chamber was sharp, almost electric, the kind of atmosphere where one wrong word could topple reputations. Judge John Roberts, known for his composed demeanor and razor-sharp intellect, had come prepared for a heated exchange. But he hadn't counted on facing her. Jasmine Crockett didn't just walk into the room, she carried herself like a storm wrapped in sunshine. Calm eyes, steady breath, but a mind that could cut glass. From the moment the questioning began, Roberts tried to corner her with complex legal jargon, rapid-fire hypotheticals, and layers of constitutional theory. It was a battle of intellect, and he expected to win. But Jasmine wasn't here to win for herself. She was here for people who didn't have a voice. Every question Roberts posed was met with an answer that was sharper, kinder, and somehow, more human. When he cited precedent, she cited people. When he pressed the letter of the law, she pressed the spirit of justice. By minute 2, the balance shifted. Roberts' voice faltered as he realized she wasn't just outthinking him, she was outfeeling him. Then came the moment that changed everything. Roberts threw one last challenge, a question so tangled in technicality it was designed to make her stumble. Instead, Jasmine paused, looked directly at him, and told a story. It was about a young boy in Texas, wrongly accused, his future hanging by a thread. She spoke of how legal precision had failed him, but human compassion had saved him. Her words weren't loud, but they carried weight. The kind that lands in your chest and stays there. By minute 3, Roberts leaned back, silent. Not in defeat, but in reflection. The entire chamber felt it. This wasn't a battle anymore. It was a lesson. And that's when Roberts did something unexpected. He nodded. Just a simple nod, but one that said, "I hear you. I understand." When the session ended, reporters called it a collapse, but those who were there knew better. It wasn't about ego or losing face. It was about recognizing a deeper kind of intelligence, the kind born from empathy, lived experience, and courage. As they left, Jasmine turned back to him with a small smile. "Judge," she said softly, "laws guide us, but kindness saves us." And for once, the Chief Justice had no rebuttal, only respect. The room emptied, but the echo of that moment stayed. It reminded everyone, from senators to spectators, that the truest form of intelligence isn't how much you know, but how much you care. The cameras clicked furiously as Roberts gathered his notes, but he didn't look up. His eyes stayed fixed on the desk, as though Jasmine's words were still playing on a loop in his mind. Outside, the media was hungry for soundbites. Crockett crushes Roberts in 3 minutes. Chief Justice left speechless by Texas Congresswoman. But those who witnessed it knew the truth. It wasn't just a victory, it was a shift. Later that afternoon, Roberts found himself standing in the quiet of his chambers, sunlight spilling across the mahogany desk. He picked up the phone, dialed a number, and when the line answered, his voice was softer than usual. I wanted to thank you for what you said today," he began. "About kindness. You made me realize, I've been looking at the law like it's a fortress. Maybe it's supposed to be a bridge." On the other end, Jasmine paused. She wasn't used to hearing vulnerability from someone like him. "Judge," she said gently, "bridges are harder to build than walls. But they let more people cross." That night, the clip went viral, not for its verbal sparring, but for the unexpected handshake that followed. In a deeply divided political landscape, people saw something rare. 2 leaders from opposite ends of the spectrum, meeting in the middle. A woman in Toronto wrote on social media, "This made me cry. It's not about who wins, it's about who listens." A veteran in Ohio commented, "This is the America I fought for. Debate with respect, end with understanding." And in a small town in Wales, a teacher played the clip for her civics class, telling her students, "This is how intelligence looks when it has a heart." In the weeks that followed, Roberts quietly began making small changes. His rulings came with more consideration for the human stories behind the cases. Jasmine, too, found herself invited into rooms she'd once been shut out of. It wasn't a perfect world, but it was a start. And it proved that when intellect is paired with empathy, change doesn't take decades. Sometimes, it takes just 3 minutes. Because in the end, history doesn't remember the cleverest argument. It remembers the moment someone had the courage to speak truth, and the humility to hear it. And somewhere in that chamber, long after the session ended, the echo of Jasmine's words still lingered. Laws guide us, but kindness saves us.